DLP Detectors Overview. This video is just an introduction to the next one and the one after that, and honestly this is just to explain what are the detectors and how important they are when you want to work with DLP. So content detector, or just detectors as we want to refer to them, are the regular expressions or the word lists that you either use from a predefined list of detectors or create to be used later on. These are part of the DLP rules as mentioned, and actually these are the core of the whole DLP system in Google Workspace. If you create a detector but then did not get the criteria or the regular expression correct, then it will fail. It's either going to fail to detect content for you, or it's going to detect the wrong content for you, which is really bad and you don't want this. And if this happens, then that's going to be bad because you are either affecting your users' emails or your users' files, and you're affecting their experience, and you really don't want to be in this situation with your users. And in the next video, I will be showing you how you can work with these detectors and these DLP rules. But then, just to make sure the next videos are clear and straightforward for you, there are 4 or 5 points that I want to talk about in this video, including where you can find the predefined detectors and how you can use them in the admin console. And also, if you want to see the whole list of these predefined detectors, I will show you that list and I will tell you how to get there. Then I will show you the custom detectors and the types of the custom detectors and how you can create them and how you can create a regular expression detector. So in the admin console, you go to security. In the security, then you go to data protection. In the data protection, you will go to data protection rules and detectors. Now I'm going to start with the predefined detectors, and the way to access these or to see them, it's by going to manage rules. Once you go to manage rules, then you will actually add a rule because you will access the detectors from inside the rule. So for example, I will say testing rule. Then I really don't care about the scope because I just want to show you the detectors here. And first of all, I need to set a trigger, which is the file creation, modification, uploading, or sharing of the file. Then adding the condition here, it's going to be affecting all of the content and the value. It's going to give us a set of options, including matches a regex detector or matches a word list detector. These are the custom detectors. But then you have the matches predefined data type. These are the detectors that you are going to select from, and there are a lot of detectors that you can choose from. There are country specific detectors and there are global detectors. There are various types of data such as credit cards, passports, national identification numbers, social security numbers. There are a lot of stuff that you can choose from and apply to these rules. Now, if you want to see the whole list of rules, then there is an article that I'm going to take you to, which is called How to Use Predefined Content Detectors. It's not exactly about how to use because they talk about everything except how to use. So this is the list of predefined detectors. If I open all of them, then you will see the global group. So these are the global detectors: credit card numbers, bank accounts. If you go down to the country specific detectors, you will find the social security numbers, driving license, and all of these. You can get an idea on these detectors and the explanation for these. Now, what if you want to create your own detector, and what if you have a specific list or a specific word that you want to put in a detector so that you can use later on in DLP rules and content compliance rules for email? This is a very straightforward thing as well. So let me exit this one. So from the data protection, you will go to manage detectors. And as you can see, this list is empty because I don't have any detectors added here. But I can actually go to add detector. And then I can choose between regular expression or the word list. Now, if you go to word list, this is the most basic form of detector. You'll just type a name, for example, project names, and then you will type a word list separated by commas, and there are some criteria here. So there has to be maximum 50 characters per word, and the list cannot contain more than 950 words. So I don't know if you want to consider this as a limited list because of the 50 characters limitation per word, or if you want to consider it as a large list because of the 950 words per list. But then again, this is something available for you to be used. So in my case, let me type project X and then project 1 and so on. So this is how you create a word list detector. It's just going to match this word in an email or in a file, and then it's going to match this word in an email or in a file as well. This is the most basic form of detectors. But then it gets more interesting when you want to have a regular expression detector. So the regular expression, it's about, matching content in, specific formats or in different formats, capital case letters, small case letters. Some people who might manipulate the word, replacing letters with symbols or replacing letters with numbers, so to try and cheat the system and all of this. And this does use regular expressions, and that's Google's RE syntax. So you can create your own expression here, and then you can test it. So for example, if I type a test expression, then if I do something like this, it will match it, and if I don't do something like this. So it's a good way for you to test the expression before committing that. And if you want to find more details about the regular expressions, then you can just click this learn more link. This is going to take you to another tab where it's going to give you some examples of the regular expressions. And in my case, I think these are some good set of examples where you can use them to start with. And if you want to expand, then you can take those and, modify them and do something more. So you have exact phrase matches. So you can, for example, match this phrase or this one, or you have a word list. It's similar to the word list detector, but this one is in a regular expression. You will put all of your words inside a regular expression, and that will be matched. Then also you can have a word matches with different formats that if people wanted to change the form of the word or the format of the word, so that they can bypass any filters or any rules that you put in place. But then what do they know? And then if you want to match an email address on specific domain, this is something useful for you. I actually use this a lot in the migration projects. So whenever we want to do a migration for a customer and we want to do forwarding for all of the emails or for a specific domain, then we use this format of the regular expression to make sure that we are only affecting the subset of the emails or the domains that we want to do the forwarding for. Also, you have the IP range and some stuff for the alphanumeric format. So if, for example, you have a project number or some sort of a form or something that you want to match, then this is the criteria for it. So these are some good examples for you to work with, and they give you more information on top actually. So there are two important links that I want to show you here. The first one is the setup rules for content compliance. So if you go to this one, this is going to take you to another article on Google Workspace admin help site. It's going to show you how you can create DLP rules for email. So it's about content compliance and how you can use that, and it gives you some idea and some insights on how the rules are applied, and then the steps on how to set up the content compliance rules. The other link that I want to show you is the actual project page of the RE syntax, regular expressions. This is on GitHub. So if you go there, you will find the actual work there, and if you are a developer and if you want to contribute, probably you can. And it's an active development. You see the last commit was 2 days ago since the recording of this video, and you have a lot of stuff to look through here, and there are a lot of content to read through and a lot of documentation as well. You can go through and you can find more details about. So Again, the detectors are the core for the DLP system in Google Workspace, and it's important that you know them, you know how they work before we move further into the DLP topic and concepts. In the next video, I will show you a more general overview about the whole DLP system. So I will talk more about the rules, I will talk more about the actions and the triggers, and I will talk actually about both email and drive rules. And in the one after, I will do a demo for you where I will create a rule with a predefined detector, and I will create a rule with a custom detector, and I will show you the behavior if users want to share files with specific criteria, or with when a detector gets triggered, what is the action that will happen, and I will show you the possible actions that you can have. Again, once you know this information, it's up to you to, and it's your job then to apply this to your organization and to your own use case to secure and make sure your files are not being exposed or shared without the need for them to be shared, and without them to be excessively shared without any use as well.